Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope all of you are doing well, and today is Wrath of Kors Wednesday, as this is the other part of what I got from my recent Game Crafter package. Last time I showed off the Myo Mashup booster bundle, but this is really the bulk of what I got in that Game Crafter package. I got a bunch of stuff for the Wrath of Kors card game. I'll have a link to the channel of his in the description below, but today I'm going to be unboxing for you a couple of his starter decks, as well as a jumbo booster. But he also has a starter set available on the Game Crafter as well, which contains 2 starter decks, a rulebook, and a bunch of other stuff to help with learning the game, like a play mat and some dice and such like that. I didn't want to get that because I was more interested in some of the cards, so I just picked up a couple of starter decks, a rule book, and this little jumbo booster here. But to start off, I did take a look at the rule book a little bit. It's a really well designed rule book and laid out. I really like how everything's presented. You got the different card types, how you build your deck here. It's just a well laid out rule book that does a good job of explaining how to play. You got different card variants, all the different characters that you can encounter, so that's pretty cool. I also like this little notepad on the back, so if you're playing a game, you can keep track of your core's health for one of your games and such like that. But let's get started with opening the cards. I'm going to start with the Knights deck first. This is one of the 2 decks I got. It just has a nice little picture on the front, as well as a little QR code that takes you to the Wrath of Kors YouTube channel should you happen to scan it. As we open it, you got a little explanation of how the deck works, as well as, yep. And so let's take a look at the actual cards. Starting off, you got the Core of Honor. The cores are the main part of the game, so if you destroy your opponent's core, you end up winning. Each core has 10 health, so got the Core of Honor, which has an ability when any of your units take out an enemy unit 5 times. You get to activate this ability, which allows one of your units to gain 2 attack or 2 health until the end of the turn. These core abilities usually take place once per game. You've got Warfront Expedite, which allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back on any order, leaving the top card revealed. And if it's a unit, you can reduce its cost by 1 and play it if you're able to. That costs 0, and you get 2 of those. We have a defensive unit here in Fort Cateron. And in Wrath of Kors, you have 3 different unit types. You have your assault units, which deal your damage, reinforced units, which sit next to your core to provide buffs, and defensive units, which are designed to protect your core. Your opponent has to take these out first. So this one has 9 health, which is pretty good. 2 of those. Recruitment and action card, these are your spell cards, and then this one says the next unit you play this turn costs 2 less charges to play. Charges are the main resource of the game. Your core gains a couple of the charges each turn. Next, you have Roaming Knight, a 3 cost, 4 attack, 4 defense with no ability. It's a pretty nice card here. You see this dice next to the card's name that indicates what you need to roll to be able to hit when it attacks. So if you get a 3 or higher, you can deal damage with this card. And it also has the ability to counter attack as well. So if it takes a hit, it can roll to counter attack your opponent. Next is Lightweight Ballista, another assault unit, 3 cost, 5 attack, 1 defense. And when you target the enemy core with this unit, it only requires a 2 to hit. So if you're attacking the core with this, you don't have to roll quite as high to be able to deal damage. Next up is Entrusting Virago, 5 cost, 4 attack, 6 defense. Next is Loyal Knight, 5 cost, 5/5. If you have no defensive units in play, this unit gains 1 attack and health and only misses on a 1 during battle. Pretty nice card there. You have Caltrops for a battle card, which is 2 costs. The enemy unit that is attacking this turn is retracted and this battle ends. Your opponent can still attack with another unit if possible. It can be pretty helpful for stopping attacks. Reinforced unit this time, it's Tactical Lieutenant, 3 costs 2/4. This reinforced unit gains 1 attack, and whenever the reinforced unit kills an enemy unit via counterattack, you get to draw 3 cards, so it's a nice bit of draw for you. Next up is Trainee Soldier, 1 cost 1/1. If any of your units roll a 5 or 6 during battle, this gains 1 attack for the turn. It can go up a max of 3 times, so you get 3 copies of it. Got Electrified Strength, a 2 cost action where any one white unit you have in play gains 1 attack for the turn, and if it happens to take out another unit, your opponent discards the top card of their deck. You can see the color right there. It's a little hard to see, but that indicates the color of the card, that little diamond in the center. Get 3 of those. Next up, a 2 cost 2/2 and Foot Soldier here. Pretty basic card. Another defensive unit here, an Outland Watchtower. 3 costs for 4 health. And when this happens to be chosen as a defender during battle, you roll a dice before your opponent rolls. If it's even, you get to draw a card. If it's odd, then this gains 1 health until end of turn. So it's a pretty nice little effect there. Another defensive unit in Field Gates. This is a 3 cost 5 health with no ability. It's just nice for some extra defense. Finally, there's 2 copies of Knight of Goodwill. 4 cost 5/5. If this unit happens to roll a 6 in battle, all your assault units gain +1 attack until they leave play, which is a pretty nice buff there. So that's it for the Knight deck here. It's a pretty attack-focused deck. So now let's check out the Mages deck. This starter deck features the new Mage class units, which utilizes green and red, 2 colors. Some mages train in healing and protection, while some have mastered deadly fire abilities to scorch your opponents. Pretty interesting there. So looking at the cards in here, you've got the first one is Rock Burst. 3 cost action, deals 5 damage to an enemy unit, which is either a building, garrison, location, or object class type. Pretty useful against this Knight deck here, which has quite a few of those. Next is a defensive unit called Peaceful Cottage. 1 cost for 3 health. When this unit enters play, you can draw a card. We get 3 of those, so that's pretty nice to have. Next up is Freeze, a 1 cost action. You choose an enemy unit, and that unit cannot attack or defend until the start of your next turn, so it's useful for taking an enemy character out of action. 2 of those. Next is Precious Gold, a 0 cost that charges your core twice, so this can give you some extra resources should you need them. Next is Arcane Mage, a 3 cost 3/3. When you roll a die for this unit in battle, you get to follow the effects below. If you roll 1 to 2, you get no effect. If it's 3 to 5, deal 2 damage to any unit, or if it's a 6, the enemy core loses 1 health. So that's pretty good. Next up is Genesis. This is a collaboration with another HTCG creator, Skyscape TCG. This is an X-cost response. You can counter the enemy action, battle, or response card with a play cost of X, and this card itself cannot be countered. So if you happen to get one of your own cards countered, you can play this to stop it. It's pretty nice, provided you're able to match your opponent's card's cost. Next up is Mahogany Staff, a 1 cost battle card. Any one mage or witch until unit you have in play gains 1 attack for the battle phase. It's pretty basic, but you get 3 of them. Next up is another defensive unit in Storm Defender, a 2 cost 4 health defensive unit. Whenever this unit survives being attacked, you deal 2 damage back to the attacking unit. So Doesn't directly have the counter symbol, but it does kind of counter your opponent's attacks in a way, which is pretty cool. Next is Frontline Mage, an assault unit, 3 cost, 3/3. Whenever you play another mage class unit, this unit gains 1 attack for the rest of the turn. Next is Seeping Energy, and 1 cost action. This card cannot be countered, and you remove 2 charges from the enemy's core, if it's possible, so pretty nice to deny your opponent's resources. Next is a 3 cost Reinforce unit, Spellweaving Mage, 0 attack, 4 defense, and whenever the Reinforced Assault unit deals non-battle damage, you may increase that value by 1. If that unit is also a mage class, increase its value by 2 instead. Pretty useful there. Next is another Reinforced unit in Mage of Regeneration. 3 cost 0/3, the Reinforced Assault unit gains 1 health, and whenever that unit defends and survives battle, recover it back to full health before the next phase. Next we have another basic Assault unit, 1 cost 3/1 with no ability and Spark Mage. Get 3 of those. Next is Giant Fireball, a 6 cost action. Deal 5 damage to up to 2 units in play, and if this card gets countered, your core takes 1 damage. Pretty powerful card, but has a bit of a slight backside, a slight downside if it happens to go off. Next up is Mage of Light, 4 cost 3/4. Whenever one of your mage class units rolls a 6 during battle, you deal 3 damage to a unit or 1 damage to the enemy core. So this can help you get some extra damage off there. And we finally get to the core of the deck itself. This is the Core of Mana. To reuse its ability, you have to have a total of 20 charges to play cards this game. So basically, if you've used a combined total of 20 charges, you'll be able to use this ability, where once per game you get to draw 3 cards and charge this core 3 times. Pretty nice little effect. I think it's a little better than the Core of Honor, if I do say so myself so far. I haven't seen some of the other cores for the other decks, but I do think I like the Core of Mana a little better. Next is Double Flame, 3 cost action. Deal 2 damage to 2 different units, or deal 4 damage to 1 unit. So it's a nice way to take out your opponent's units. And next up is Beset Mage, a 2 cost 2/1 assault unit. Whenever one of your mage units attacks, this unit deals 1 damage to any one enemy unit in play. And that about does it for the 2 starter decks. I have one last thing to open. It's the Jumbo Booster. So hopefully we'll get some of the other cool cards in there. You got a little ad for the Witches starter deck, as well as a breakdown of the different rarities here. You've got common cards, uncommon, rare, royal, and glares. Glares can be any type, but they're kind of a subset of cards that have a special effect on them, and they can be any of the above rarities. Got some more information here. And so let's take a look at what we got in this little pack, starting with Delicate Strike. This is a 2 cost battle card. Your unit in battle gains 1 attack for the turn. If that unit is a samurai, it gains an additional 1 attack for the turn. And if that unit is a samurai and kills an enemy unit this turn, draw a card. So that's pretty nice. Next is Resupply Station, 2 cost 0/4 reinforce unit. The reinforced unit gains 2 health, and during your end phase you may return the reinforced unit to your hand to draw a card. Next up is a 0 cost action, Soul Amulet. You can do 1 damage to your own core, and your next witch or mage unit costs 2 less to put into play this turn only, so that could be interesting. Next is Demonic Wisp, a 2 cost 2/2 assault unit. If you already have a witch, mage, or demon unit in play, you reduce the cost of this unit by 1, so you could potentially play out for a little cheaper. A 1 cost action in Black Cat. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put 1 into your hand, and then place the rest on the bottom. Kind of useful. Other useful card in Chest of Riches. 2 cost action that draws you 3 cards. Very powerful. Crane Pool, which is a 1-cost response. The enemy action battle response card has no effect, and you draw a card. That's also pretty powerful. I kind of like that. Heavyweight Anchor, a 3-cost assault unit, 0 attack, 5 defense. This unit can be played on your opponent's side of the field and can still be attacked by that player's assault units. And you can only have one heavyweight anchor in play at a time, so this kind of puts a target on your opponent's back. You got another copy of Fort Cateron, which was in the Night Starter deck, but there's another one here. Next up is Iris Ember Mage. This is a royal rare, 6-cost assault unit, 6 attack, 5 defense, can hit on any number, as it has a 1 there. Also has the ability to counterattack, and whenever one of your other mage units attacks, Iris deals 2 damage to any unit currently in play. And then whenever one of your other mage units defends, that unit gains 1 health for this battle phase. So that's a pretty powerful card for the mages that I might want to put in there. Next up is another battle card and reroll. 1 cost after rolling a die in battle. You may choose to re-roll it. If the second roll is less than the first, you may disregard it, so it can be kind of fun. Got another core here. It's the beta core. And if you happen to have 10 cards in your dead zone, which is, I assume is the discard pile, I'll have to double check the rulebook on that one. But if you are able to have 10 cards in the dead zone, once per game you can play a unit from your hand without paying its cost. This is a pretty powerful ability. So it's nice to have that third core that I can build around if I wanted to. Got another royal rare here. This is Celeste, Wondrous Nymph. 4-cost, 4/5. When you draw your third card in a single turn, you get to draw 2 cards, and these cards do not cause any other triggers for either player. That's an interesting one. Got another royal rare. It's Golden Crolizian. This is a 5-cost, 5/7. All your Crolizians cost 1 less to play, each gain 1 attack and 1 health, and only miss in a battle when they roll a 1. Pretty powerful card if you happen to be building a Crolizian deck. Wonder how many of those I've got. I'm going to set these to the side. So that's 1, 2, 3. 3 royals so far. So that's pretty interesting. Next up is Merchant's Port. 3 costs for a defensive unit with 5 health. When you draw a card, you may reveal the top card of your deck. Can be interesting, not sure. Next up is a Wonder in Gem Cave. It's a 4 cost. Whenever your core uses its ability, you can choose one of the following effects and destroy this card. Got quite a few abilities here. You can charge your core 5 times, recover 5 health back to your core, your next battle roll is automatically a 6, draw 5 cards, or look at your opponent's hand. So that's a pretty powerful effect on there. I kind of like it. Next up is Peaceful Cottage, a 1-cost defensive unit with 3 health. When it enters play, you can draw a card. Next, we have an alternate art for the Blood Tree. This is a 5-cost wonder. Whenever your opponent draws a card, their core takes 1 damage. Can be punishing against certain decks. Notice a couple of these are upside down. Next up is Mage's Insight, a 2-cost action. Whenever you play a mage unit this turn, it gains a permanent 1 attack and health until it leaves play, so it's a nice little buff for your mages. Next up is Rusty Anchor, a 4-cost reinforced unit, 0 attack, 1 health. And this is another one of those units that can be played on your opponent's side of the field. It can be kind of annoying for your opponent to deal with. Witch Mentor, another reinforced unit, 4 cost 0/4. Whenever the reinforced unit declares an attack, you roll a die. If that unit is a 5 or 6, you may end the attack and deal 1 damage to the enemy core. So it can help you chip some damage against your opponent's core, which is nice. Prominence so high. 4 costs defensive unit 6 health. Whenever this unit is attacked and survives, draw a card. Pretty useful. Bushi Warrior, a 1-cost assault unit, 1 attack, 3 defense. Whenever it counters attacks, you increase its attack by 1 for the rest of the turn. Next up is Charging Samurai, 2-cost, 3/2 assault unit, no abilities, but it's a nice basic card. Grasping Darkness, 3-cost action that deals 2 damage to any units in play. If that unit dies to this effect, your opponent discards the top card of their deck. Pretty nice. Cutlass Strike, a 2-cost battle action. Any one pirate unit you have in play gains 2 attack for the turn. Treasure Map, another action, 3-cost. Search your deck for an action card and put it back on top face up. You may play that card and reduce its cost by 1 for this turn, so it's a pretty nice way to get whatever action you need at the moment. Witch Assassin, a 4-cost assault unit, 3 attack, 2 defense. This unit can attack the enemy core directly, so that's pretty nice to have. And whenever this unit rolls a 6 in battle, deal 2 damage to any enemy unit in play. That's a pretty powerful card right there. Jungle Wasp, a 1-cost assault unit, insect wasp, 3 attack, 1 health. Whenever this unit misses, destroy it. So it's kind of balanced out with its higher attack power than normal, but if it misses, it gets destroyed. So that's pretty nice to have. Next up, Lookout Seer, a 2-cost reinforced unit, 0 attack, 3 defense. Whenever one of your units deals damage to the enemy core, you may draw a card. Next is Cannonballs, 1-cost action. Any of the units you have in play called Siege Cannon can attack this turn. I haven't seen that card yet, but it's pretty useful if you happen to have it. And I think this is our first duplicate that I got. It's Grasping Darkness, just to double check here. Yeah, that's our second Grasping Darkness, so we've already seen what this card does. It's pretty nice. Living Rocks, a 2-cost defensive unit with 5 health. Whenever this unit is attacked and survives, your opponent reveals their hand, so you can kind of see what your opponent's got. Intimidating Thunderstorm. This is a wonder that's cost 6. It's also a weather, where only 1 weather can be in play at a time. So long as this wonder is in play, all enemy assault units lose 2 attack, so that can be pretty bad against certain offensive decks. Distant Lighthouse, a 3-cost reinforced unit, 0 attack, 5 health. When your opponent declares an attack on your core, you may roll a die, and if you get odd, you reveal the top card of your opponent's deck. And then finally, there's Raging Inferno, a 5-cost action, deal 5 damage to every defensive unit currently in play. Now, I don't think I got any glares in here, just kind of take a look through here. I believe they would say on them if I did, but I got 1 alternate, and doesn't quite look like I got any of the glare cards, but I did get 3 royal rares, which is pretty nice to see. And that about does it for this little Wrath of Kors unboxing. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed, and let me know what your favorite card that I unboxed is, and also let me know if you'd like to see me do some gameplay of this game on camera. I would like to do some more gameplay videos of different games if I get the opportunity, so let me know what you think about that. I'll see you in my next video, and take care.